so I've been enjoying Fire Emblem Heroes quite a bit. The world of Zenith is filled with mythological references despite having a fairly light set of lore. The fact that we have a name for the world is also a step up from Fate's. When I first heard the name of the two kingdoms, Asker and Embla, my reaction was similar to Gast's reaction.
The Emblian Empire plans to conquer every world that...
I thought the Emblian Empire was just a terrible way of shoehorning the title into the game, since this is one of the few games without a fire emblem, and Asker was a corruption of the word Asgard, but it's actually much smarter than that. Asker and Embla were essentially the Old Norse equivalents of Adam and Eve, the tale of the first man and the first woman. Asker and Embla are thought to have names that come from trees, Asker literally meaning ash tree. Embla's etymology is a little uncertain. Many believe it comes from amblio, meaning vine. The summoning grounds in Heroes bear the design of a tree, which may be a reference to this, or it may be a reference to Yggdrasil, the tree that connects all 9 worlds in Norse mythology, where the world of FE4 and FE5 get their name, Yggdrasil. The world tree connecting the worlds together is likely the intent behind the tree design, considering the fact that you are summoning heroes from many different worlds. The Norse connections don't stop there. Our main heroes, Alphonse, Sharina, and Anna, have signature weapons based on the Norse interpretations of the afterlife. Alphonse's weapon is Folkvanger, a fancy sword that glows blue when using special attacks, when he's not on the bench at least. Folkvanger is one of the places where warriors go if they die in combat. It acts as a parallel to Valhalla, the place where the greatest warriors go when they die, but is basically heaven, until Odin is ready to march them into battle someday. Folkvanger is ruled over by the goddess Freya, the goddess of love, sex, fertility, and war, among other things. Her connection to Alphonse is tenuous at best. Sharina's holy lance is Fensalir. Fensalir is the home of Odin's wife Frigg. Interestingly, Frigg is where we get the word Friday, much like Wednesday comes from Woden's Day or Odin's Day, and Thursday comes from Thor's Day. Fensalir literally means fen halls, fen being a type of wetland or swamp. You'd think a character with a legendary weapon named after a swamp wouldn't be so thirsty, but hey. Fensalir is the place where Frigg's son Baldur died, a name you may be familiar with from Genealogy of the Holy War, where Baldur is the original wielder of the holy sword Tyrfing. Speaking of Baldur, Breidablik is a gun that Kiran uses to summon heroes using the power of money. Breidablik is a hall in Asgard belonging to Baldur. It's a place where only the purest are allowed. And you, the Avatar, are super duper awesome and will save the world with your credit card, so it fits perfectly. Anna's signature weapon is named Noatun, the resting place of Njord, the father of Freya, which is fitting considering Anna's authority over Sharina and Alphonse. Njord was married to Skadi, which is where the evil version of Takami's bow comes from. Njord was the god of scholarly pursuits, which also fits Anna's role as the Lord's mentor. Information on Noatun past that is pretty sparse, but it's clear these 3 weapons were named with Norse locations in mind. Elvigar is Veronica's personal tome. It fits with the naming convention of Norian tomes in Fire Emblem Fate's Conquest. Elvigar is the icy river within Ginnungagap. Ginnungagap is the primordial void within Norse mythos. Also, Ginnungagap is incredibly hard to pronounce consistently, so I've had to do this part like at least 25 times.
What's a Ginnungagap gup?
What the fuck is that?
Okay, so we got Ragnarok, we got lightning, Ginnungagap.
The masked man's signature weapon is Valaskalf, which is one of the halls in Asgard. This houses a seat from which Odin can watch over everything. Much like a masked man watches over our squad in FE Heroes. He seems to be aware of what's going on, and until we get the rest of the story, we don't really know what his motives are. The data mines show his internal name, but we don't know if that's actually going to be his name in the story. Anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry for the terrible audio quality. It should be fixed by the next video. Feel free to leave a comment with anything I missed. I tried my best to get the pronunciation right, but I'm sure I butchered some of them. I'll have a poll in the description for the topic of the next video. I'm thinking either Gaelic and Norse influence in Genealogy of the Holy War, or Arthurian legend and Japanese mythology in Shadow Dragon. Thanks.